So I've been married for 4 years, 2 kids in, and let's just say I'm rocking the post-baby bod like it's a badge of honor. Stretch marks? Check. Hair thinning? Check. Boobs? Basically 2 sleepy pancakes. And my stomach? Looks like a raisin had a fight with a waffle iron. But hey, I own it. I mean, kinda. Deep down, I'm terrified of losing my husband. Not because he's some catch of the century, he's not rich or ripped or even handy with a drill, but because he's mine. And I've seen too many girlies out there who treat home wrecking like it's a competitive sport. Anyway, one day this new girl moves into the apartment across from ours. Like, her balcony stares directly into our bedroom window. She's young, maybe 23? Super pretty, all skin and cheekbones, and her voice? Oh my god. Think chalkboard nails mixed with a car alarm. Just piercing. The neighborhood aunties tried to welcome her, offering fruit and leftover curry, that kind of vibe. But by day 3, the gossip had officially begun. Apparently, she said she worked at some fancy beauty clinic. But her routine didn't scream 9 to 5. More like 11 a.m. wake up, strut outside in heels and perfume thick enough to fumigate a house and get dropped off by different luxury cars every night. And me? I love a bit of drama. So I start watching too. It gets worse. Every evening, she'd sit on her balcony in lingerie-level pajamas, sipping something with a straw and pretending it's a fashion shoot. One night, it's a see-through red nightie. The next, it's a 2-piece so tiny, I'm pretty sure it was designed by a napkin. Of course, every man in the neighborhood suddenly became a plant enthusiast. My husband, who never cared for gardening, suddenly needed to water the balcony plants every evening. Suspicious. I won't lie, I was stressed. Like, is she trying to collect husbands like Pokemon? Because girl, back off. Anyway, things came to a head when she spotted my husband coming home from work and cooed in that awful voice. Oh hey, you're back. You look so tired? Your wife not letting you relax these days? Excuse me? I was about to storm out and go full Real Housewives, but before I could say anything, my husband, my sleepy, quiet husband, goes off. He kicks off his shoes, doesn't even look at her, and just says, "Ugh, my head hurts. Gotta deal with this walking nightmare again. Even wild monkeys in the jungle know how to cover their junk, but here you are, flashing your soggy eggplants for the whole block. Girl, your boobs sag like wet laundry. I'd rather eat bitter melon than look at your body again. Put some clothes on before the health department shows up." Y'all, when I tell you I ascended, the whole block screamed. Women were clutching their stomachs laughing. Even the old grandpa who never leaves his room came out to witness the roast of the year. After that, she never showed her face again. Like, literally. She stopped her sunset stripteases, stopped talking to anyone, and within a week, she was gone, left her stuff behind. Poof. Rumor has it one of the sugar daddies she was seeing had a wife, and let's just say, that wife handled business. Froze her accounts, kicked her out, maybe even repossessed her fake Chanel. Who knows? All I know is my husband is savage and I love it. We had spicy food and spicy gossip that night. And she never wore red lingerie on that balcony again. Good riddance. Next time, try selling fruit like your parents, hun. So there I was, just having a chill Saturday afternoon, sipping on some tea, minding my business, when the doorbell rang. I opened the door, and boom, my ex-mother-in-law was standing there. Yeah, that woman. The one who called me selfish, a disgrace, unfit to raise her precious grandson, even though I was the one doing everything when I was married to her son. Anyway, she walks in like we were besties or something, sits down, and unwraps this tiny cloth she brought. Inside were 2 solid gold bars. My jaw? On the floor. I didn't know whether to call 911 or a pawn shop. Then she says, "This is the engagement gift. I'm here to propose on behalf of my son." I was like, "What now?" I was so shook, I dropped the tea set I was holding. It shattered all over the floor. But like, fair reaction, right? It's been 4 years since me and Hong, yeah, her son, got divorced. Property divided, custody settled, done, over, finito. And now she wants to re-propose on his behalf? Did I enter a telenovela without knowing? I tried to stay calm and said, "I think you're confused. Me and Huang divorced years ago. Our daughter probably doesn't even remember what he looks like." Then she got on her knees. On her knees. She literally begged me to come back. I was so freaked out, I almost called my therapist mid-conversation. I gently helped her back up and said, "Let's take a breath here. You're asking for a lot out of nowhere." That's when she started telling me everything. Apparently, after we split, Huang disappeared for a while. No contact, no idea where he went. Then recently, he came back with those 2 gold bars and told her to go ask for my hand again. Like we're in some medieval royal drama. But here's the kicker, he's now disabled. Lost a leg in an accident. Can't work. She's getting old. They want someone to take care of them. Oh, so now I'm the help? I was about to blow a fuse. I remembered everything. How she once praised him as this perfect man, conveniently leaving out that he was addicted to cockfighting. Literally spent nights outside chasing roosters like it was his religion. Meanwhile, I was home alone, pregnant, working double shifts, and feeding his literal chickens better than myself. And now she has the nerve to show up here? When I've rebuilt my life, got a decent job, raised our daughter alone, I snapped. I shoved the door open and told her to leave. I said, "You and your son can take care of each other. I'm not your maid. I'm not your nurse. And I'm definitely not your backup plan." Thought she'd leave quietly? Nope. Sis started throwing herself on the sidewalk, screaming to passersby that I stole her gold and kicked her out. She was straight up performing like it was Broadway. People started crowding around, judging me, saying I was heartless, calling me abusive. Then this one guy stepped in to defend her. Guess who? Yeah, Hong. He hobbled in on crutches like a tragic soap opera hero, looking at me like I was the villain. I just looked him dead in the eyes and said, "You're a stranger. You don't know what happened here. Don't make a scene you can't explain." Surprisingly, he waved the crowd off, told them to go, said it wasn't what they thought. Then, he started talking to me. He said he missed me, that he realized he messed up, that he's been working, saving up for years, and those gold bars were all he had. That he still loves me, that he wants to raise our daughter together, that he's changed. And for the first time, I actually believed him a little. Then his mom added softly, "My son can't live alone anymore. Your daughter doesn't have a father. Please, think about it." And I froze. Because, yeah, my daughter doesn't know her dad. Not really. And part of me has always wanted her to grow up with both parents. And he did seem different. Not perfect, blunt, not even close, but real. But the question is, am I ready to let that chaos back into my life? Or is this just another round of heartbreak waiting to happen? Would you take him back or shut the door forever? Drop it in the comments. I need opinions. For as long as I can remember, I've always felt like an outsider in my own family. It's like I'm the background character in someone else's life, constantly trying to fit in, but never quite making it. You know when you see those perfect sibling duos on Instagram, always there for each other, hugging, supporting? Well, that was never us. Let me take you back to when my family dynamic was, let's say, complicated. See, my dad and I share a father, but we have different mothers. Before he married my mom, he was close with another woman in our neighborhood. They were like this super close couple, so close that my grandma was sure that she would become his wife one day. But then life threw them a curveball. She had to move away with her family, and that's when she ended up having my sister, Emma. At first, Emma lived with her mom until I was in 2nd grade. After her mom passed away, she came to live with us. She's 3 years older than me, and boy, was I not prepared for the whirlwind that followed. Ever since Emma moved in, the atmosphere in our house shifted. It wasn't a warm welcome. It was like living with a competitor. I swear, she was always looking for ways to outdo me, whether it was in school with our friends or even in our mom's attention. My mom had to work hard to keep things together for us, and it hurt to see her struggle. But Emma, she didn't make it any easier. I remember this one time when we were kids, she accused my mom of hitting her, something that was completely false. Of course, my mom denied it, but Emma's accusations got her so much sympathy. My dad believed her too, and even punished my mom for something she didn't do. And to make matters worse, he burned all my mom's clothes right in the middle of the yard. It's not like Emma and I had an equal footing in the family either. As the younger one, I was always expected to be okay with hand-me-downs. Clothes, toys, books. I wore everything that Emma had outgrown. Everyone would buy her new stuff, while I would get the leftovers. It felt like I was invisible, like nothing I did was ever good enough. Emma would get all the attention. I tried to tell myself that it was fine. I was the stronger one who didn't need as much, but deep down, I resented the way things were. The worst part? Our family would always say that Emma lacked affection from her real mom, so they would pamper her. Meanwhile, I was always seen as the lucky one, with both parents around. Fast forward a few years, college was the light at the end of my tunnel. I finally had something of my own. I met this guy, Alex, and we fell hard for each other. We dated for 2 years. And I thought, this was it. He was different. He was the one. Until one day, things got weird. I introduced him to Emma, thinking she'd be cool with it, but boy was I wrong. Emma's sly. She didn't waste time. She told me, I like your boyfriend. He's mine now. I thought it was a joke, but Emma wasn't joking. She started talking to Alex behind my back, and before I knew it, he was pulling away from me. He started spending less time with me and more with her. I was devastated. I didn't understand what was happening. Then came the moment I'll never forget. Alex broke up with me. It was short, cold, and out of nowhere. We're done. I love Emma now. I've always loved her. That's what he said. My heart shattered. He was leaving me for my sister, while the one person I thought would always have my back. The worst part? Our family, especially my dad, was thrilled. He said Emma was a better match for Alex. And then, just a couple of months later, Alex and Emma were engaged. They were planning their wedding as if nothing had happened, as if I was just some passing phase in Alex's life. They were so in love, and the worst part? The entire family was celebrating with them. My dad, my grandma, they all thought Emma was the right choice for him. The wedding came, and Emma, well, she made sure to rub it in my face. She came up to me, smug and victorious, and said, I won. He's mine now, and everything you wanted, I'm taking it. She couldn't have been more cruel. I left the wedding early. Seeing them together, so happy, while I stood there broken, was too much for me to handle. My heart was still heavy with the betrayal. I had lost so much, not just Alex, but a sense of trust in my own family. It felt like everything I had worked for was gone. For a while, I tried to hold it together for my mom. She had been crying nonstop since the whole mess started. She blamed herself for not putting an end to it earlier, but I knew the truth. The real ones to blame were my dad and my grandma. They never saw me, never cared for me. And now, I'm planning to leave. I can't stay in this house anymore. It's not a home. It's a place filled with jealousy, betrayal, and fake love. I deserve better. So does my mom. We're starting fresh. A new life, a life where we can finally heal. Hey everyone. Let's talk about the struggles of picking the wrong boyfriend. Like seriously, the disaster is real. I know this because, well, it happened to me, and let me tell you, I chose the absolute worst guy. So picture this. I'm this cute, well-put-together 29-year-old. I've got looks, a decent job, and yeah, I'm kind of on the market, plenty of guys hitting on me. Yet, out of all the options, I somehow ended up with this dude, Quan, who, well, let's just say he wasn't exactly a keeper. Everyone was like, why him? And I was like, well, who needs a perfect guy, right? I just want a chill, normal relationship. Big mistake. The worst part? Quan cheated on me with my best friend. Knock. Yeah, you heard that right. My best friend. How messed up is that? I still remember the day I found out. It was a regular evening. Quan tells me he's on a business trip. But guess what? He was actually at the movies with Ngok, my Ngok. Can you imagine the betrayal? I went to the theater to see a movie alone, and what do I find? Them. Sitting together, all cozy. And I thought, what are the odds? Of course, I had to confront them, and that did not go well. Let's just say there were some epic drama moments. So I broke up with him, cut off Ngok, who was now officially not my friend anymore, and just focused on myself. No more trust in men, no more hopes of love. Then, 6 months later, I get a wedding invite. From them, the couple that betrayed me. I had to go. But I wasn't going alone. Oh no. I was going to make a statement. So I reached out to this guy I had been chatting with online. Some guy I barely knew, but he was low-key, listened well, and didn't ask a million questions. Perfect, right? I offered him a deal. Come with me to the wedding. I'll pay you, dress nice, you'll look great next to me, and make my ex and Ngok jealous. And he agreed. Well, I didn't know he'd turn out to be my boss. Yep, that's right. The guy who said yes was none other than my CEO. So we show up at the wedding, and let's just say Kwan's face? Priceless. Everyone was looking at us, and I was living my best life. Especially when my boss, who's not only rich but also good looking, started making moves like serving me food, brushing my hair out of my face. And yes, Kwan, of course, was salty. The best part? He tried to make a joke about how he was sorry he lost me. But hey, my boss was now my boyfriend. Kwan was not happy. Neither was Ngok. Long story short, I ended up with a guy who actually cared about me, and my ex? Well, he's now the guy everyone talks about for losing me to someone way better. Karma's a funny thing. Okay, let's get real. Love is hard, but when you throw fame into the mix, yeah, it gets even more complicated. A few years ago, I was just a regular girl working in PR for a media company. Then, out of nowhere, I met him, a rising star. This was back when he was still an unknown artist, not yet signed, but you could tell he had the talent. We met at a music event in New York. He was tall, had that handsome boy next door vibe, and when he smiled, you knew it was over. We hit it off instantly. He was genuine, something rare in the industry. He wasn't like the other celebs I met who were too busy being stars to even say thank you for a glass of water. He actually took the time to talk to me, to ask questions, to care. It was refreshing. So, we started dating. Everything was great at first. Those little text messages, quick phone calls when he was between shows. But then, well, the fame started to change things. His career took off. Fast. And with it, the late night shows, the photo shoots, the interviews, and the distance. I was still in the background, cheering him on, but he was getting more attention than ever. Pretty soon, those little check-ins stopped. Our calls became fewer. The texts became, well, let's say they didn't exist at all. I would scroll through social media, and there he was, on magazine covers, on TV shows, with beautiful women by his side, and I was just another fan. It hurt. Then one day, I found out he was dating someone else, publicly. No warning, no heads up, just boom. The next day, he was all over the news with her, saying they were an item. That's when I realized I had been so in love with this idea of us. But in reality, he never saw me as anything more than a side chapter in his rise to fame. I was crushed. It's one thing to lose someone, but to lose them to an entire career? That's tough. After everything, I had to step away, get back to myself, and focus on my future. As much as I loved him, I couldn't keep waiting for someone who didn't have the time to care. And that's the thing with fame. It doesn't leave room for anything real.
Time drifts away, feel the